Hi guys, what's up? I'm back here with What If Naruto Had the Rinnegan, Part 2. So last time we left up, we talked about the Nine Tails attack and how Minato hated Naruto. And then we saw how Naruto got beaten by the villagers and met the Kyuubi and used Shinra Tensei. Then one of the root ambush went and yeah, that's where we left up. So that's the end of the recap. Let's go to to What If Naruto had the rinnegan part 2. So that's what happened, Torune, Danzo said as he stared at one of his most loyal members who was kneeling before him. And I guess that you've completed the other missions I've assigned you, Danzo stated while his only visible eye narrowed dangerously. Torune, who knew the character of his leader about failed missions, continued. Hi, Danzo-sama. Dan was signed to protect Naruto, but the Sun Diamond never noticed anything. Besides, I took care of his ninja equipment. Torune finished, not wanting to wake the fury of his leader. Danzo looked up again and then turned around to leave the room. However, he then turned his head to look at Torune and finished. So, go and bring Naruto-kun here. We don't want anyone else to find him and think that something's wrong with a little weapon. Danzo then left the room with a smile on his face. Excellent. He can use the power of the kyuubi after all, and it seems more than I had thought. To crush so many people with just chakra, haha, stupid Minato. You can fool the rest of the population, but not me. Your little mema may have almost all the power of the kyuubi, but without the consciousness of the kyuubi, it will be impossible for him to control. So much power. You only made things easier for me, however. Now I just have to take care of Naruto-kun. And then erase his pathetic emotion Danzo thought as he imagined himself as the new hope. Naruto's mindscape. 5 hours later. Naruto, who had woken up in the same place than before, he thought that everything that had happened was just a dream, but it was indeed reality. However, now it was the time to ask the question and get the answer. Maybe something good could come of this meeting. With that in mind, Naruto walked across the complicated house of his subconscious until he reached the place where the huge cage was, and before he could say something, he heard another voice. So we survived. To be honest, I didn't believe that you'd be able to perform such carnage. There's no doubt those eyes of yours are something to be scared of, the kyuubi stated lazily. He realized that Naruto approached and stopped in front of his cage as he spoke. What are you talking about? I don't remember anything about what happened after being here. And what about my eyes? To be honest, he had no idea what the kyuubi meant. Carnage. His eyes, the kyuubi should start answering his question. He was exhausted. The kyuubi only laughed at the anxiety of his container and then he began to talk. It seems that you can't remember the time when you crushed those fucking bastards. My guess would be because that you were in a state of shock and that's why you can't remember anything. But don't worry about that. You can do that again later on. And about your eyes, the kyuubi replied as he waited for a second to give more drama. You have the eyes of my father. I can only say that he called them the rinnegan. I don't know how much about them. You still have to discover on your own what your eyes can do. I just know that those eyes can create things out of nothing and give them consciousness to say things, but that's still out of your league, brat. The kyuubi stayed as he waited for his container to ask him something else, and he didn't disappoint him. What the hell? You have a father and I have the rinnegan? Rinnegan, brat, the kyuubi corrected and Naruto continued. Yeah, whatever, rinnegan. So are you saying that I can make things out of nothing and then I just have to find out what else I can do? Naruto asked. The kyuubi nodded and Naruto stated, this is fucking great! With these eyes, I can do what I always wanted, get revenge on the stupid village and be the strongest of all. But coming back to the case, I can't see anything different in my eyes. He had seen his eyes the whole time in the reflection of the water, and he could clearly see his red eyes. The kyuubi spoke again to soothe to his container. That's because you have them turned off right now. First, you need to learn how to use your chakra correctly. Then, you need to channel your chakra into your eyes, and when you do that, you will have your rinnegan turned on. You need training, brat, and unfortunately I can't give you that. You'll have to find help from someone else. Naruto, upon hearing this, instantly felt deflated. Who the hell would help him in this place? After all, he was just a demon brat. However, he decided to put this problem aside for now. He will solve the problems later. So he asked more questions. Now seriously, can you tell me why you are not dead? And how did you end up in my body? That was what he thought from the first moment that he had told him that he was the kyuubi. The kyuubi let out a sigh and looked at Naruto. Well, first of all, I am being composed only of chakra. I can't be killed. I will just disappear and reborn everywhere after a certain amount of time. All that your pathetic father could do to stop me was steal my consciousness within you, and the rest of my power inside your little brother. Or that was what he thought. Naruto was confused again, and this time even more than before. Wait, did he say that he was a father and a brother? Oh no, he didn't mean that. The kyuubi, seeing the expression of realization on his container, could only chuckle and nod. Little rinnegan. Haha, I'm surprised that you didn't notice this a long time ago. The people of this village may be stupid, but I thought you would be different. You are the spinning image of the Yondaime and his stupid bastard son. You just suffered a few changes because you have my consciousness and so little of my power. The kyuubi stayed waiting for the outburst of his container. But after a few moments, nothing happened. He carefully looked at him and realized that he was completely still. I think I broke him, the kyuubi thought. He didn't see anything wrong with saying something like that. Therefore, he patiently waited until his container softly spoke. So, is the Yondaime Hokage my father, and the little prince my brother? The kyuubi raised an eyebrow in confusion. I thought I made it clear. But then Naruto burst into laughter. Ha ha ha. Great. Now I have a better reason to kill the bastard. I don't care what his motives were for abandoning me or why he did that. That's the past. Now I have to find someone who can offer me training and do whatever he tells me. At least for a while. Until that person is no longer useful to me. But I still have some questions. Tell me, why did you attack the village and why the hell are you so small? I thought you were the size of a mountain, Naruto asked. Now that he could see behind those bears, he asked himself why he was so small. However, the kyuubi didn't take the last question very comfortably. He fiercely growled. Stupid brat, watch your mouth. Small or not, I can still kill you easily, and I am of this size because your bastard daddy sealed a tiny part of my power and my consciousness only. Regarding your other questions, I am not sure what happened. Your mother, my previous Jinchuriki, was about to give birth. I took that opportunity to escape. Don't get me wrong, I didn't attack this village because I wanted to. I just wanted to get out of here and get away as much as possible from the damned humans. I didn't want to be sealed again, but then. I'm not sure what happened. I managed to escape, but then all I could see was those damn eyes and the chakra as despicable of Mother Uchiha. Then your father sealed me and now I'm here talking to you. Naruto understood almost everything. Hopefully his mother wasn't like his fucking father. It would never hurt him to know that. At least his mother didn't hate him. Nonetheless, he would ask more about his mother later. Thus he asked again, what do you mean by damn nice? The kyuubi replied, it's a dojutsu like yours, the Sharingan. This they descended from the Rikudo Sanin, the creator of the only ninja my father, but I will not give you history lessons, so if you want to know more about him, you'll have to ask someone else, brat. The kyuubi stated. He was tired. He just wanted the interrogation to end. He was still tired, even after 6 years, and he still needed at least 2 more years to be fully recovered. However, Naruto then said something that made him maliciously smile. So, we just have to take your power back, and then we can destroy the village. It will take years, but it will be worth it. Or do you not agree with this, kyuubi? Now he got more opportunity than before. It seemed that the fate was on his side for once in his life. The kyuubi could only smile. It seems that we'll get along, brat. Naruto nodded and then looked around as he analyzed the place. He couldn't have an ally living in a place like this. The kyuubi raised an eyebrow, curious in what Naruto was planning to do, but then he saw something that surprised him. The sword had changed to a current Konoha. Surprisingly, it was accurate in every way. He He realized that he grew a lot too and that they were on the Hokage rock. He frequently looked at his container who spoke. Consider this as a part of my payment for helping me in the future. I memorized every street in this village because someday it could be beneficial to me. I could only increase your size. I didn't believe that it could be possible. But I think it's because you're in my mind. Now it only depends on you to ask anyone you want to displace. I believe you have enough power to do that. I will leave now. Have a nice day. Kyuubi, Naruto stated, and the kyuubi quickly got out of his shock to call him. Wait, my name is Kurama, brat. It was nice to meet you. Naruto nodded and began to disappear. We'll talk later, Kurama. Goodbye. Then Naruto disappeared from his mind. The kyuubi had a big smile on his face, and then he set out to try what Naruto said. I can add anyone to this place, huh? Kurama asked himself, and to prove his point, two men appeared each in different ways. The first one appeared in a yellow fetch and the other in a swirl distortion. The first one said, Stop right there, Demon Fox, you won't cause any more havoc in my village. I'll defend it as the Hokage and I'll take care of you. While the other one continued, Oh my little pet, you're able to escape, but don't worry. You'll be under my control as you always have been. The kyuubi could not help but smile and mentally stated, I love my Jinchuriki. 5 hours later, Route HQ, Naruto began to move again. He was completely healed from the wounds that those men had caused him. He noticed that he wasn't in the same place that he was hours earlier. Now he was in a windowless room with a small table beside the bed. There was a plate of cookies and a glass of milk, so he shrugged and grabbed them. If someone had put them there, they were to be eaten, right? He was also starving, so he didn't care about it. He then leaned back into the bed, which was very comfortable. Now still remembered how that he had spoken with Kurama, but he also asked himself where the hell he was. He got out of bed to try to open the door, but it was locked, so he softly cursed and waited for someone to come and open the damn door. He didn't wait too long because a really old-looking man with a walking cane did it. He had black shaggy hair and his right eye was bandaged. He wore a white shirt with a black or dark gray robe over the top of it, covering from his feet to just over his right shoulder. He also had a blank expression on his face. Naruto could not see nor feel anything from this man. No hatred or killing intent, nothing. He could only see a blank expression. He looked at him for a few seconds and then Naruto asked, Who are you, and what am I doing in this place? He did not know who this man was or what he wanted from him, so he decided to wait until the man decided to talk. After a few seconds he replied, My name is Danzo Shimura, Naruto-kun, and you are here because I have seen that you are someone very promising. I can see in your eyes that you want the power, and I can give you that. With my training, you will be one of the strongest people in the village, and my personal weapon. He mentally added the later, not wanting to scare him and ruin everything. Naruto looked at him for a few seconds and asked, Well, you seem to know the demon brat, but why do you want to train me? What do you really want? Danzo was surprised. This child was brilliant, and he didn't doubt that he would be one of his best agents. Therefore he answered, Please don't compare me with those silly villagers, Naruto-kun. I was always aware of your potential, but unfortunately, our beloved Yondaime never allowed me to get near you. But the events of a few hours ago helped me to approach to you. Naruto-kun, I can train you. I can make you one of the strongest shinobi that this village has ever produced. And what do I want? I just want to make you strong enough to protect the village with all of your strength. Danzo finished and stretched his hand out to Naruto. Naruto meanwhile was thinking about this. Protect the village? Pfft, but this is an excellent opportunity. I will only say that I agree he doesn't need to know anything more. I will receive his training, and when I'm ready, I will leave this place. With a big smile, Naruto shook hands with Danzo, waiting for his training as he followed Danzo throughout the halls of the place. If they provided him training and food, he would not complain. Danzo, on the other hand, was euphoric and had his thoughts. Yes, just wait a few more years, Minato, and Hokage position will be mine. Yes, Danzo had his own plans. Route HQ. 3 years later. An 8-year-old boy who approximately had 126 centimeters wore a black and brown outfit and an Oni mask of the same color, was quietly whispering atop a pile of root members. Some of them were unconscious and other ones had several injuries. After a few seconds, Danzo appeared from a room with a disapproving look on his face. Oni, I especially told you not to use the style with root members, he stated, now in full sight. Naruto turned around and let out a sigh as he replied, Hey, don't blame me, I just wanted to try and see if I could use the style against without killing anybody. And I haven't used my kenjutsu. If I have done it, you wouldn't have a pile of unconscious people, but rather you have parts of their bodies. The Bone Crusher was terrible. At first it was only taijutsu, which focused on attacking and breaking the bones of the opponent, where the weaker bones were. And this was extremely easy for him because of this unique flexibility. After a while, he thought of combining the style with kenjutsu and adding futon or raiten to his kenjutsu, making him very deadly. Danzo was not sure if he could block one of those attacks and emerge injured. Anyone who would dare to have a taijutsu or kenjutsu combat against this child would be dead. It was better to keep the distance. Danzo shook his head and spoke again. Okay, maybe you're right, but remember not to use the style in the root ever again. Now follow me. I have an important mission for you. Danzo turned around and walked away. Naruto could only help smiling. This old fool could not apply his stupid seal on him, nor break him mentally. He owed Kurama a lot because of that. He still remembered how Danzo wanted to apply the seal to him 2 years ago. Flashback. 2 years ago. Naruto was training with the jutsu of futon and raiten that Danzo had provided him, who had taught it. It seemed that the rinnegan gave him the ability to use the 5 elements of chakra, which was a big surprise for him and especially for Danzo, who at this time was heading to where Naruto was. Naruto felt his presence and he quickly stopped everything he was doing. What can I do for you, Danzo-sama? He politely asked as he turned around. He still needed the help of his old man. He was not strong enough to carry out his plans yet. He had to wait. Danzo hated that. How could he detect him? He was not a sensor, and besides that, Danzo suppressed his chakra as he could to make it harder for him. However, he always did it. Perhaps he was a sensor. If that were the case, then he could exploit the ability. It would be useful for Danzo in the future. Danzo left his thought for later and replied, Naruto-kun, I want you to come with me. I have something to give you. Naruto shrugged and followed him. Perhaps he would now give him some Doton jutsu since he needed some of them. They quickly arrived in a room filled by root members. All of them were kneeling before their leader. Poor fools, he asked himself what the hell those freaks were doing here. Nevertheless, he continued following Danzo until they stopped right in front of a desk. Danzo pulled the scroll out and wrote something with his blood. After that, he put it back into the desk and talked. We are gathered here today because we have a new member among us. A member that I'm sure everyone has heard of. The kid with the 5 elements, Naruto, Danzo said. Many members upon hearing this began to whisper, but a single look from Danzo stopped all of the whispers. Then he proceeded to talk again. Naruto, your joining into our organization is unprecedented since its founding. Since you seem not to value the ties, I see that it is unnecessary to put you under the special training. And since you have accomplished the assignment in missions without opposition and failure, I officially declare you as a root. Naruto didn't know what the hell was going on. That amount of people just for this, and what the hell? He thought that he had been a root member since a long time ago. It seemed that he was wrong. Therefore, Danzo shrugged and replied, Thanks, Danzo-sama. Then Danzo continues to speak. From now on, your code name would be Oni. After that, he gave Naruto a black ambu outfit and a mask. Naruto thought that Danzo was out, but Danzo beckoned him to come closer, and so he did. Oni, please stick your tongue out, Danzo asked, and Naruto thought that it was weird. What the hell does he want to do with my tongue? Naruto asked himself, but then he thought that there was nothing wrong with it, so he did it. Danzo then proceeded to touch the center of his tongue with the tip of his index finger as he spoke. It's done. Everybody, dismiss. With a high Danzo-sama, everyone in the root withdrew and only Danzo remained in the room. Now, I'll have complete control over you, Naruto, haha. And you won't be able to do anything about it, Danzo thought as he left. Meanwhile, Naruto was having a conversation with Kurama. Hey Kurama, do you know what the hell the old man was trying to do? What did he want? Kurama growled and answered. Yes, I know, he wanted to put a steel on you, to control you with it in case if you would ever go against him. But don't worry, I took care of that after you left the room. Never again people will control the great Kyuubi no Yoko, and I hope you don't let that happen to you again. Naruto frowned and mentally answered, You know very well that no one controls us. The old fool thought that now I will be mentally broken after all the torture that I had to go through, but I must thank you. Without you, I would be like those other stupid freaks of this place. But I also have to thank that old man. Those tortures helped me to strengthen my body, and now I can hardly feel any pain. To be honest, he hated Danzo's training sessions. Danzo was quite sadistic, but after a while he had suddenly stopped. It seems he got tired of trying to break Naruto physically and mentally, and now he attempted to control him in another way. Too bad for him, nothing he tried could control him. After that, Naruto went to training camp. He still had to master his rinnegan techniques, especially those which involved gravity. He already knew some of them. But the cooldown of his Shinra Tensei and Banshou Tenin was far too long. He needed to find some way to reduce the time. 30 minutes was too much, and it would not help him in a difficult situation if he already did his shot. Then he went to meditate for a few hours before trying to move objects with his gravity element. Flashback end. Naruto couldn't help smiling when Danzo found out that he didn't have the steel. He attempted to put it on him again like 8 times, all with the same results, and then he had to stop trying. He always kept that expression on his face, but Naruto knew that he was boiling inside and complaining that he couldn't control his little weapon. Haha, fucking idiot. Nobody controls Naruto. Maybe the old man finally noticed it and stopped trying to control him. Naruto left his thoughts when he realized that he was in the same room when he became a member of the Root. When Danzo turned around and spoke, Oni, I will assign you a mission. It will be paramount. Failure is not an option. Due to your record on mission and you complete them without any inconvenience, I will give it to you. Stealth will be the key on this, and being detached is not enough. If they do, well, just avoid being caught and don't leave any clues that you were there. Do you understand, Danzo spoke. Naruto was not sure what the mission was, but at least they were never stupid ones, and he could always kill someone. Then Naruto replied, Understood, but what is this mission? Danzo looked at him for a few seconds before answering. The extermination of the Uchiha clan. Naruto's eyes widened behind his mask. He asked himself if Danzo was talking seriously. Of course he did. The old fool never talked nonsense. Then Naruto rushed to ask, Why do we need to exterminate the Uchiha clan? I thought that those damn almighty arrogant guys were the greatest chunk of the village, and you always said that you must have the best of the best. Even though I hate to admit it, these copycats are really good, Naruto said, waiting for Danzo's response. Danzo at this time hit the floor with his hand and replied, That's because the Uchiha are planning a coup. They want to overthrow the Hokage and take control of the village, and we cannot allow that. The Hokage already tried to find another exit, but eventually he concluded that my solution would be more effective. You have the permission of the Hokage, although someone else was in theory assigned to this mission. We decided to distract him with another mission. This man is someone of great talent, and we cannot afford to lose someone like him. Naruto raised in an eyebrow at this. He wondered who could be until a person came to his mind. After a while, he decided to talk again. Uchiha Itachi. In the Root, everyone knew about him. That bastard was quite famous. Danzo once again had hit the floor with his cane to attract Naruto's attention and replied, Yes, Uchiha Itachi. His contributions to the village and his power are something that we cannot deny, nor we can afford to lose. Don't worry about him. He will not return to the village for 2 weeks, and when he comes back it will be too late, so the mission will be appropriate for you. Nobody is stouter than you are. So I'm sure that you can perform this task without problems. Your mission starts in 2 days at 5 in the afternoon. You'll have a time of 3 hours to complete the mission. This is a double S rank mission. If you fail, or if someone discovers you, it will cost you your head. Don't underestimate to the uchiha. If you have a chance to kill, do it. Remember, don't leave anyone alive. Then Danzo gave a scroll with the paraments of the mission to Naruto, who quickly read and then burned it. Danzo narrated, then he proceeded to leave the room, but he stopped and added, "You are important to this route, Oni. Don't fail this mission. I know you can do it. After all, you are one of my most prized route members." He left the room, but Naruto was giving a dark grin on his face. However, after that, he started talking to his teammate, who now could be jumping for joy. "Old fool, you're important for the route. Tch. Just because you can't control me, you want me to have an emotional attachment to you. Anyway, did you hear that, Kurama?" Naruto asked, and Kurama replied, "Brat, you are truly lucky to have the privilege of destroying that damn clan. Now I can say that I envy you. At least I will be able to see out this slaughter," Kurama said with a big dark smile on his face as he crushed some people in the corner of Naruto's mindscape. Then he continued, "Now go and get ready, brat. Keep everything ready for this great mission of yours, and don't fail. We still have many things to do in this filthy village before we can leave." Naruto growled in annoyance. "Who the hell do you think I am? I don't know the meaning of failure. And I want to learn just for killing some copycats. Trust me, I won't fail this. This will be easy. These Uchiha have a lot of confidence in their eyes. But before they can activate their almighty eyes, they will already be dead, and a few clones can always help. But I get a terrible headache when I use them with my rinnegan," Naruto said as he unconsciously rubbed his forehead while Kurama grabbed his reprieve. "Don't get stupid now. You know very well that when you use your shadow clones with your rinnegan, they share their field of vision with you. So I think that's what gives you a headache, and that's something that you have to fix," Kurama replied. Naruto rolled his eyes. "Why do you have to be so serious all the time? Anyhow, let's put that aside. We must prepare ourselves for the mission." Naruto ended while he proceeded to prepare himself for his great mission. 2 days later, 4:50 p.m. Naruto was well hidden in the Uchiha compound. He had suppressed his chakra, so even the best sensor could not detect him. He wore the standard Ambu uniform, consisting of black clothing, a grey flak jacket, metal arm guards and gloves, ninja sandals, and a Japanese katana of approximately 55 centimeters tied on his back. He was quietly watching the Uchiha entering into their compounds when he thought, "It's showtime." But guys, that's where I'm gonna end it. I hope you enjoyed the cliffhanger. And guys, I'm really recording this in like, what now? 11:41 p.m. Yeah, you guys are lucky. Well, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. And check the fanfic in the description. And guys, please, I want to get 50 subscribers as soon as possible, so I can read another fanfic. I'm gonna try and find a good one. If I can't, I'm just gonna make a what if. See ya tomorrow in What If Naruto will have the Rinnegan Part 3. See ya.